Hello class, so welcome to Math 272 here. This is going to be a hard one, just to start it right off the bat. It is online, it is over the summer, which means it's shortened to 10 weeks instead of 16 weeks. It's going to be a lot of work going into this course for you, so I do want to warn you of the amount of time that you're going to have to put into this course over the next 10 weeks. With that being said, this video first is just going to be kind of an introduction of where to find everything and how to get started in the course. So I'm here on the Moodle page. Make sure you're in the right one, this HW1. There's been so many of you that have had to move around a little bit. So make sure you're in this, the 2020 Summer 272 HW1. On here, I have a little welcome announcement. You probably already got an email about this, but read through that. I don't have the syllabus on here yet, but there's going to be one down here for the syllabus right after I make this video. Read through the syllabus in its entirety and then take the syllabus quiz. You have to have the syllabus quiz done as soon as possible. I think May 27th is the date for that. If you do not take the syllabus quiz, then you cannot stay in the class. Very important that you take this. This third button down, you can just kind of click on this when you get a chance and play around with it. This is how we're going to host our virtual meetings for the course. Right now, I'm planning on these meetings being Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m., but that may change just depending on everybody else's availability. I also have a formula sheet on here. This has every formula you're going to need to know for the entire course. Okay. The way the course is going to be set up is I'm just going to break it down into the different chapters. As you can see, I've started with Chapter 6, and I don't have anything else going on yet. But with Chapter 6, eventually I'm going to have in videos. I'm going to have videos embedded in here, and then a couple other like assignments and practice tests, and maybe practice quizzes that I'll upload to this as well. So this is going to be kind of the main hub of where you're going to find what it is you need to do next. It's also going to have, again, the videos, the lecture videos that I'm going to expect you guys to watch. When you want to start working on homework, that's when you need to go to this website. Right, so cravencc.mylabsplus.com, and you have to type it in just like that. So when you first go to the page, you're probably going to come to this. So it's going to ask you for your username and your password. Ignore mine. Your username and password is going to be the same username and password as it is for Moodle or for your email. So just type that into here. It's already made up for you. When you log into the course, it's going to look like this. I have a ton of courses here. You can ignore that. Ours is in the summer here. It would probably be under active by the time our class starts. And the Math 272 HW1. Make sure you see that course when you sign into the cravencc.mylabsplus.com. If you do not see it, just let me know. If you took 271 at Craven, it should just automatically take you into the course with no issue. If you did not take 271 at Craven, then the first time you log into the course, it's going to ask you for the access code. You can either get the access code from the book, it's like attached to it when you buy it from the bookstore, or you can purchase the access code separately from the website here. It'll just, as soon as you click on it, it'll ask you to either type in the access code or purchase it. It's completely up to you which way you want to do it. All right, so I just want to kind of show you around a little bit. I'm sure most of you have been in a math class here at Craven before, or have dealt with Pearson, MyLabs Plus, or MyMathLab before, but just to kind of show you through some things that maybe you didn't know. First thing I want to show you is that your syllabus is here as well. It will be in Moodle when I remember to upload it, but it's also here. I know that says summer 19, but I promise that's going to be fixed here. So I'm not going to bother letting that load. That's where your syllabus is going to be. The next page here is where all of your homeworks, your quizzes, and your tests are going to be. Because this is an online course, all of the material that you're going to need to take is going to be here. You can see I already have some assignments up. I have this integral practice assignment just because I don't know when everybody took Calc 1. This is just for you to go back and practice some Calc 1 lessons, something like U substitutions and integrals with e's, with cosines and sines, and other trig functions. So if you're ever stuck on just integrating go back to this assignment. As you can see, it's not graded, so you can play around with this as much as you want. And then we're going to start in chapter 6 here, and I have the first set of chapter 6 homework due for the 31st, which is not this Sunday coming up, but the next Sunday after I'm making this video. Your gradebook. This is going to be the official gradebook. I'm not going to put grades over in Moodle just because it's too much work. Whatever this number says at any given moment is your grade in the course. So make sure you're always checking in here. No need to ask me what your grade is. There's some other stuff here, document sharing. That'll come into play a little bit later, perhaps. The study plan is just for you to do some practice if you'd like. This Tools for Success is pretty interesting. So this has some like review cards, so calculus review cards, multivariable. You don't need to worry about that, but other review cards, some limits review type stuff. So it's just kind of good to have these available whenever you're looking through this stuff. The major thing I want to show you here is this multimedia library, because I think this is the most important one, especially for this online course. So let's say that you're struggling with chapter 6, section 1. Make sure you hit select all here. That way it gives you every single media type that it has, and then find now. And then what this does is it has all kinds of cool things for you to look through. So here it has some figures that you can play around with. I'll open up one of these here in a second. This will open up a PDF of your book that you can read through. And then it has a ton of videos with all of these different interactive lessons that you can go through. So let me just like open up one of these figures just to show you how cool they are. Maybe this one. Just let it load up here. So what this does is it has these little, what are these things called? Drag things, whatever they are. So you can kind of move them around, and it changes the figure on the left to show you what's going on in the three-dimensional world that we are dealing with. So I think this has just a couple of different examples here, and you can kind of drag to see what it is that we're doing. I know this probably doesn't make sense to you yet, but I promise it will once we start getting into the lectures. Okay, chapter contents kind of has the same thing. So if you go into chapter contents and then find, chapter 6, 6.1, it's going to have the e-text and the study plan. Sometimes they'll actually have the videos embedded in here. But if not, remember, you can always get to these videos from the multimedia library. Now, I do want to say that the videos from this library, or the videos that the book's publisher makes, my videos that I'm making are not going to be here. My videos are going to be in Moodle. All right, last thing I want to say before ending this video here is just how the homeworks are going to be set up. You will have unlimited attempts on the homeworks. They also save their progress. So what I mean by that, sorry, my phone was going off. What I mean by that is you can just do like a couple of questions here or there and then close it off and come back to it later. So just to kind of open the first one up. So here we have our question, and then you just answer it. So just to get it wrong, it'll give you 3 more tries to get it wrong. If you get it wrong the 3rd time, just to show you what's going to happen, it's going to give you the right answer, and then you hit similar question, and it's going to change the numbers around. You can keep trying on that question until you get the green check mark here. They do have some other things. So here you see the help me solve this button. What this button is going to do is it's going to make you work through the problem step by step. It's really good if you're stuck on a part. View an example kind of does the same thing, but with view an example, the book works through it on its own. Sometimes these questions will have a video where somebody else does a similar question. They'll always have the textbook option, which opens up the textbook. Ask My Instructor sends me an email. Of course, you could print if you really want to. So there's all kinds of options available to you when it comes to working on these homeworks. Now, when I start putting quizzes and then eventually the midterm and the final up here, you're not going to be able to just open up and do one question at a time. When you open it up, you have to do the entire thing in one sitting. It's also not going to tell you if you get it right or wrong until the very end as well. So if you have a quiz or a test coming up, make sure you set aside a chunk of time so that you can finish the whole thing in one sitting. And then other than that, remember you have me as a resource as well. If you are stuck on a question and you have no idea what to do and the help me solve this is not helping, or sometimes they don't even have help me solve this, feel free to email me the question or come to those virtual meetings. During those virtual meetings, it's basically just going to be kind of a homework session where you guys can come in, ask homework questions. I will share my screen and then work through those homework questions with you. All right, so that's it for this first video. Just kind of an overview of how the course is set up and where you can find everything. If you have any questions about this, just email me and let me know and ask. And I will see everybody in the next video where I'm going to start our first material here in Chapter 6.